What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update for you guys. Just a few snippets to get through today. We're going to start off with Mickey van de Ven, and Romano broke the news today that Tottenham have submitted a verbal opening proposal for Mickey van de Ven. Negotiations are ongoing, not a done deal yet, but no issues on personal terms. Parties are close on contract details, and The Guardian is saying that Tottenham are in advanced talks with Wolfsburg 30 million rated defender Mickey van de Ven. And also Edmund Tapsoba of Bayer Leverkusen is another target. They will take one or the other. Tapsoba would be more expensive at around £50 million.
Yeah, that'd be disappointing, but don't get me wrong, I think Van de Ven would be a good signing, and I am excited about the prospect of him. I think he complements Romero well. I'm glad that this one seems to be accelerating very quickly, and we seem to be being quite decisive on picking him as well. I think his pace that he has as centre-back is going to be a valuable asset. I think he's clearly a calming influence at the back as well. And 30 million at 22 years of age, I think it's a smart deal. I am really happy about getting him through the door. But I just don't feel if we stop there in terms of getting centre-backs that can really challenge our starting lineup, I feel like we're still leaving ourselves short. And I do think we need another one to really challenge him and Romero. But I think it's a really good deal, and I do think it's a really exciting deal as well. Really young, high potential centre back. So I think I'm excited.
Yeah, I am also. I'm excited as well. I am. But do you not think, like, if it's a toss up between the two, Tapsoba's 50, Van de Ven's probably going to be around 30, 35. Isn't it just a case of us going for the cheaper option once again?
Probably. I do think Tapsoba's a better player right now. I do think it's probably more of a case of him being ahead of his development rather than him being just an overall better player, like full stop. Maybe in a year's time, he might be similar level to Tapsoba, or in a couple of years. So I don't think it's like, in that sense, we're going for that much lesser quality, but I do think we need both. I think we need another centre-back to push them. I don't think just two centre-backs is enough to rely on them, especially the fact that Van de Ven's 22 years of age. You're putting a lot of pressure on his shoulders to come in and just be our starting centre-back without any ability to change it up if things aren't, sometimes he needs a rest or things aren't working for a bit. You can rotate him in and out, or he needs someone to push him and challenge him every day. If you just bring in a Lenglet, all it's going to do is it's going to force him to be picked, and then when he's not being picked, Lenglet's going to come in, and he's going to be pressured to be rushed back into the team because Lenglet's not going to be good enough. We need someone as well to really push him. So I think that in that sense we're going cheap. I don't think we're just necessarily going cheap just by going for him necessarily, but I think if we don't get another one in to challenge him, that's going to be where we're cheapskating.
Yeah, I think that's 100% spot on, to be fair. Let's talk about Harry Kane now. The Guardian broke a story today saying that Tottenham have made a massive new contract offer to Harry Kane that would significantly improve his £200,000 a week terms. The striker has no immediate intention to sign it and will certainly not do so while the transfer window remains open.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that there's an offer on the table for him to sign. I'm sure we want him to convince him. I did read the article, and it went on to say that Levy is hoping that even though Kane probably won't sign this summer, he is hoping that given time, Kane will start to see his long-term future is better off at Tottenham than going abroad. And potentially, if he does stay, even though he might not sign, he could start to see it that way. And I think at the end of the day, as much as it's unlikely, that's got to be the hope he has to cling on to if he isn't going to sanction a sale to Bayern, and he's not going to allow him to leave this summer to an English club. I think you always have to hold on to that hope that you can start to change his mind and start to show him a pathway where he does commit his long-term future for Tottenham. He is gonna have to be paid what he would have been paid at other clubs. So if it's significantly more than 200, I mean, you're probably talking about 450, 500 a week at another club. So you've got to be getting to at least 400, 450, you'd imagine that contract offer, if it was to be on the table.
You reckon that much? 450, 500 a week?
I don't think 5, but I think it has to be getting close to 450. I really do.
Well, reading that, I mean, I was assuming it's around like the 350 kind of mark.
Yeah, I reckon
350 plus bonuses.
To convince him to stay, you're going to have to double those wages. I think. I think you're going to have to at least double them. I
reckon around 350 plus like heavily incentivized bonuses for goals and stuff, which will take him around to that mark.
Yeah, that might be right. You might be hitting the right mark there. So it doesn't surprise me that there's a contract offer on the table from Tottenham. We want him to convince him to stay, but it does seem, look, right now it seems very far away and it seems unlikely. In 6 months or a year's time, that might be different. Even by the end of the transfer window, that might be different, but even that's an unlikely situation. But right now, there's no reason for him to sign. There's nothing happening at the club right now, in my opinion, that's going to convince him to sign, because I don't think we're going in a direction where you'd say, yeah, we're definitely going to start challenging for trophies in the next year or so. So I think he's probably going to take his time. Tottenham, I don't think, should be panicking in that sense, but I think it's just going to be biding your time. And I think Tottenham have to play the waiting game if they're really going to have any opportunity, any sort of hope that he does sign that contract they're offering. They're going to have to play the waiting game.
Yeah, it's going to be a long, old, hard wait to see if Harry Kane does sign on that dotted line. I mean, I can't see it happening before the season starts. I can't see it. Well, that says it in the topic, to be honest, but I can't even see it before the season ends, to be honest. And I think it's going to rumble on all the way until the end of his contract. But it's going to be a very hard wait, to be honest. It really will. But let's move on to the last topic of the update, and that is regarding Clement Lenglet. And the Guardian are claiming that Spurs hope to persuade Barcelona to release Clement Lenglet on a free transfer, reasoning that the saving the Spanish club would make in wages would be enough to satisfy them.
Yeah, and I think that's the only way this deal should be done, in my opinion. Even though I don't think it should be done even under these circumstances, but if it is going to happen, which I really hope it doesn't, it has to be this kind of deal, like free transfer, really, really minimal outlay, because we shouldn't be spending any money on him. But I, for one, even if it's on a free, I don't think it's worth doing. I just think we should move on from him and focus on really developing the long term. If we're committed to a long-term project and really long-term thinking, like we're saying we are, and we're going to adjust the way we're doing things, I don't see the point in just bringing Lenglet. I really don't. Even if it's a short-term backup option, we've got to stop looking at players as backups and more players as options and challengers for the first team, rather than this player is being brought for backup and this player is backup in this position. We have to be looking at players. If we're signing Lenglet on a free, it's not because we believe he's going to challenge the left centre back, whoever
it's a
bring in.
Squad filler.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
And so that's just a waste of time for me.
I just don't get it. Like, I get like it might be. It's not even good value. Like, even bringing him in for free, you're wasting a spot in the squad. You're keeping bad eggs in the squad as well. We need to be moving past all this crap that we've had in the squad. We're going to go through all this clearing out of the Davinson Sanchez's, the Eric Dyers, and everyone that we're going to move out in the next year or so. And then you're just refilling it with more dross that we need to clear out in a year's till 2 years' time. It just makes no sense.
Agreed. Completely agree.
All right, well, that is the Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the topics that we've spoken about today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.